My biggest spiritual awakenings have happened through grief. And
Mm,
so it's so interesting how that happens. And I think the big message is for anyone who's experiencing that to just know that it's a portal for a deepening and an expanding into potentially more of you, right? Like,
yeah.
what advice would you give to someone who might be grieving or going through an experience like this?
I think it comes back to going to your five senses and
Mm-hmm.
then tapping into that sixth as
Mm-hmm.
well. But start with your five and ask yourself really hard questions like,
Yeah.
am I really hearing what is going on around me? Am I letting other people affect me? Am I seeing what's in front of me? Because sometimes we look everywhere else to solve our problems, but we're not actually seeing the situation that's right there hitting us smack in the face.
Mm-hmm.
And feeling your feelings. I was one of those people that won't let others in, so I wasn't a hugger, I wasn't a kisser like
Mm-hmm.
with friends. And that's something that has changed now. I hug, I really embrace, I enjoy it,
Mm-hmm.
and just enjoying all the little things in general. And that's something I want to pass on to my little. So it's so important that we're aware of what's actually going on
Mm-hmm.
around us and through us.
Yeah. It's so true. The more emotionally available we are for ourselves, the more we can be for other people. So you were talking about, you had this, you know, big stacks in the closet of emotions that you weren't letting yourself process. And then you, through this spiritual awakening, were like, that doesn't work for me anymore. I have to process in a different way because I'm stuffing it down. Very, very similar to me, stuffing it down with food. Mine then manifested into bulimia. So it was like the
Mhm.
both and, where it's like, I don't want to feel it, but I also don't want to hold on to it. So it was the both
Right.
and. And so that was me realizing I had my stack of papers and emotions that I needed to process. And then once you do that and you start to realize like there's so much freedom on the other side, you can hold the space for your big emotions. You can let them move through you because there's wisdom underneath them. And then
Mhm.
you can be emotionally available for other people. You lean in for the deep hugs. You can let yourself really experience that kiss with your partner or your baby or whoever it is. And so that's so powerful, is just to be there for, like you were saying, those five senses. So the sixth sense can come online and to really lean in to yourself
Mhm.
so that you can lean into others. So powerful.
Yeah. And what's interesting too, I think this is really helpful. This will be really helpful for your listeners. When you do tap into these, then all of a sudden, what might come online is a spiritual connection again with your loved one.
Mm-hmm.
So when my husband proposed to me, it started to rain,
Mm-hmm.
and it felt like tears of joy.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt my father in that presence. And then it stopped. Like literally after he proposed, then it rained, then it stopped. And then we had a beautiful dinner outside with our families joining together. And it just was like, wow, I felt approval. Like he
Yeah.
didn't get to meet my husband, but I felt that there was approval and joy behind it. And because my dad was just, he was such a lover, and he would cry whenever I would step on stage for a musical theater or a play or whatever singing gig I was in. And he would just have so much joy. And we felt that again while we were checking out venues when we
Mm-hmm.
decided where we wanted to get married. That same day, it was started to pour at the location we really wanted. And then it stopped when we exited the doors to look at the actual venue. That was another sign, and I never had been like that before, spiritually connected like that until those moments.
So true. I got body chills for you on both of those signs. So 100%. The channel within me is validating what you experienced. And that is so true. That grief for me has opened up my spiritual connection like nothing else has.
Hmm.
And it's amazing. You get the signs, you get the validation, you start to realize, wait, my relationship isn't ending, it's just changing form.